Sunday on FS1, it's the NASCAR Throwback Weekend right here at the legendary Darlington Raceway. The pre-race kicks things off at 1:30 Eastern. The green flag will fly at 3 Eastern. That's Sunday on FS1. And from the looks of it, we're going to have great weather all weekend. I'm not promising anything, but it looks great for the Saturday, Sunday races.
And cooler temperatures than normal, too. So that means more speed for these Cup guys come Sunday afternoon. A lot of fun to watch.
See, take a look at that 98 of Ty Majeski. Let's see if we can dial him up and see what he has to say. Hey, Ty Majeski, Phil Parsons and the Fox team. You got a copy?
Loud and clear, Phil.
All right, buddy. We had a little bit of a delay, and gosh, last week you had a great truck and didn't even get started. Had a flat tire almost on the pace lap. How important is this race to you guys right here, Ty?
That's huge for us. Obviously, not the way we wanted to start the 5-race stretch coming up. Obviously, the heart of our season here this month of May and into June. So, yeah, important month to rebound here and get ready for the playoffs, assuming we make it. So, yeah, a lot of work to be done. I think we have an okay truck tonight. Tried maybe a little bit different of a setup, a little bit different of a package, trying to be better here, and we'll see if we hit it tonight. Everybody's been working hard at Thor Sport, and we're ready to get this Soda Sense Ford F-150 in victory lane.
All right, buddy, we appreciate it. Come down pit road, get your tack check.
Appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
Phil, you're kind of like a spotter there. Good job.
Yeah, it was. Pit road actually is looking really good. But let's hear from a couple of crew chiefs and what they're seeing down there. Jamie.
Well, Scott Zipadelli is the crew chief for Corey Heim, who will inherit that pole position. And we were just talking, he's been on the radio with Corey talking about this racetrack. Scott, when you're digesting what's going on out there on the racetrack right now, optimistic was a word that he was using. He's actually in the middle of a radio conversation at the moment. I'm going to go ahead and send it to Amanda, and we'll hear from Scott in just a moment.
Well, you can see the trucks on pit road here behind us. Kevin's here, and then it's just a matter of time before we get racing here. And Kevin, when you look at the approach of a delay, how does your team handle that?
Well, you know, the pit crew guys have been down there playing games like how far they can jump and staying loose. Our road guys, you know, we kind of it's been a eventful night for us, or eventful day so far. So just happy to get the race. It looks like we'll get it all in tonight, so we'll be able to get home, sleep in our own beds tonight. So just get the race started here in a couple minutes, and unfortunately we got to go to back, but it'll be fun watching Nick come through.
Thank you, Kevin. Good luck.
Thanks.
Jamie?
Well, Scott Zipadelli now has the headset off. I know you were talking to Corey about the condition of the racetrack. What was said?
I said there's some moisture up top, especially down in 3 and 4. Looks like the top seam's leaking a little bit, so we're gonna have to be really careful here at the start of the race. Hopefully it'll kind of clean itself up, maybe, but we hope it does so we can get up by the fence.
Yeah, good news is we've got lights. We can go all night. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jamie. And yes, Corey Heim qualified outside front row. That's where he will stay. So basically, Nick Sanchez will drop back. Taylor Gray will inherit that inside front row. So Corey will be the control truck, but he cannot choose the inside. He has to stay on the outside.
Take a look at our playoff leaderboard. You see the 4 drivers highlighted in yellow. Those already locked into the playoffs with those wins. Again, 2 wins for Eckes and Corey Heim. And then you see Tom Majeski that had over a 100-point edge on that line before that trouble last week, but still in pretty good shape.
Yeah, you see Stuart Friesen down there in 15th. Terrible start to the season for that team, and he's still in contention for a playoff spot. There's going to be a lot of movement around that playoff bubble line.
And you see down there after race 8 of 16, so obviously this is race number 9. We're already halfway through the regular season for the Truck Series. It goes by like that.
What about these two out back? That's not going to last long, is it? Where are they going to go, though? Talked about maybe a little moisture seeping from the seams in this track. You can see it's a little damp there. Darlington, South Carolina. Man, let's go racing. That's a good sign.
We talked about it during the practice. You saw the white dotted line there. That's the racetrack. But these drivers will be below that, running well below that on the apron of this racetrack, trying to make time up.
Grant Enfinger talking to his team.
All right, guys, I know everybody continues to bust their butt. Keep fighting. I think what it'll give us, and then a little bit more. I go overkill, Tim. Keep me and Jeff calm again like you did last week, and let's just see what we can do.
This is a good place for them. High expectations, but I like the pep talk. Everybody just stay calm. It's been a long day.
Starting up inside the top 10. He could be a story here tonight. I think that team's on the cusp of some good things.
How about the crowd? Some great fans looking at them right in front of us have stuck it out through all this rain, but it's going to be worth it. They come out of turn 4. Taylor Gray on the inside, Corey Heim on the outside. Green flag goes in the air. We are racing at Darlington. Great start on the outside by Corey Heim.
Watch that 7 of Kyle Busch.
There's Ross Chastain in the 45 just behind him. I think this is going to be a battle to keep an eye on all night.
Look at all that movement going down the back straightaway. 3 wide into turn 3 at Darlington.
Eckes made a nice move. The orange number 19 is Christian Eckes. How about a battle for the lead?
That didn't take long. Kyle Busch on the inside. Corey Heim used to drive for Kyle Busch. Corey says, watch this, buddy. Great battle for the lead up front.
There you see Kyle off the racetrack, just like you said, Phil, as Corey rings that high side and tries to hang on to the lead.
Oh, look at Kyle!
Kyle goes around.
Hang on, man. Hang on. Spot
And
on
he
board.
hits
Lock it
the
in.
inside wall hard. Caution is out after 2 laps on track.
That's your favorite, the favorite to win this race tonight, and he's done.
Wow, that escalated quickly.
Yeah, no contact. He just got loose inside of Corey Heim.
Well, you're running over 160 miles an hour at that point, so aero loose is something that could have played into that. Plus, it was just so tight, and the track's green. Usually that means more grip, and in this situation, Corey Heim does a great job around the top of the racetrack. Kyle thought he might be able to peek ahead there, but as they get over here to turn left down the back, watch Kyle just lose control.
You could see Corey gave him plenty of room. Look how Kyle almost bounced off the apron for just an instant.
It slid up. It slid up toward Heim, and I think he had to turn a little bit more than the truck could handle, and around he went.
See if he bounces off the apron. No, there's a bad bump over there, though, Michael. And that could turn that truck loose.
And we talk about how tough this place is. That's a Hall of Fame racer. He's the best there's ever been in the Truck Series, and one of the best there's ever been in Cup. And that's just how easy it is to get in trouble here.
Yeah, 66 career wins just in the Truck Series for Kyle Busch.
We talked about this was the first time Kyle Busch has ever raced a truck at Darlington. This is his 5th and final race of the season.
I don't think that's repairable. They're on pit road right now, as you can see him limping toward pit road. They're on pit road now looking it over. I told you that right there just says it all. This place is that difficult.
Left front hard. Yeah, it's done. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, I think he agrees with you, Michael. Done. You're going to take a look at it here, but my goodness, lap number 2, caution comes out.
Oh, me. I didn't see that one coming.
Me either.
We will step aside as they continue looking at Kyle Busch's truck. Meanwhile, Corey Heim out front. Welcome back to NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series action from Darlington, South Carolina. Waited a couple of hours, got 2 laps in. Caution comes out as Kyle Busch wrecked hard into the inside wall. They continue working on that 7 truck. Meanwhile, Corey Heim, Ross Chastain going to restart side by side on the front row.
Great start again there by Heim on the outside.
Able to clear Ross Chastain in that 45 truck.
Look at Taylor Gray up on the outside trying to get that second spot away from Chastain. Ross just saw what happened to Kyle. He says, I don't want that to happen to me. Wow, he got loose
bumping
there.
off each other.
That was tight.
Almost squeezed that orange truck of Christian Eckes into the wall.
Tanner Gray in the 15. Trucks moving all around there. Stuart Friesen back in the mix. But Christian Eckes, keep your eye on that orange number 19 truck.
And also keep your eye on that orange number 17 truck. He's heating up Corey Heim early in the going for the lead, as there you see Ross getting control of his truck. But great start here for Taylor Gray in that 17.
See Lane Riggs thought for a moment about taking a run at the 45, but Ross Chastain, he's going to try to do it. That's the 38 blue truck, Lane Riggs.
Watch this off turn 2. It gets crazy over there. See how loose Ross got? And almost squeezed the 19 into the wall.
Incredible
so close.
Save, gosh.
And you know what I love about Ross? He got down to turn 3 wide, just buried it down in the corner. Says, I've got this. Don't worry about me.
So Christian Eckes moves into 3rd. Ross Chastain behind him. Look at that 17 truck. Remember, it's Throwback. We're going to be talking about these Throwback paint schemes all night long.
Yeah, that's the Mark Green Throwback that the Hensleys ran. Jeff Hensley, the crew chief for Taylor Gray.
And he's chasing down Cale Yarborough, 1974 winner in that number 11. I love it when the number matches up with the Throwback. As you see Ross trying to deal with Lane Riggs. Lane's strong early in this race.
Yes, he is. A throwback to his dad, Scott Riggs.
He's starting the Truck Series back in 2000.
And by the way, we talk about Corey Heim having the 2nd best average through 8 races ever in the Truck Series. The one that had the best average, Scott Riggs.
Lane Riggs' father, in 2001, driving for Ultra Motorsports and Jimmy Smith.
4-time winner in the Truck Series. Lane out here getting it done early.
Good looking truck.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you see every corner. They're just slipping and sliding sideways. That's what this place is so much fun to drive on. See behind him, that's Tanner Gray. As the battle is between Sanchez and Raja trying to get to the front, making their way around Brett Holmes.
That moves Nick up to the 24th spot. Raja's going to follow suit.
Raja hit that bump in qualifying that we saw where Kyle hit. Bumped the wall, had to repair that, so he had to drop to the rear for the start of this race. Let's get an update on Kyle Busch. Jamie.
Well, even though on the radio we heard that I think it's done, I'm sorry, guys. They did go to work on it. We saw him spend all that time on pit lane. There you see it out on the racetrack right now. He took out the bare bond, the sledgehammer, the trusty old Sawzall, and they got him back out there with 2 new tires. But
Kyle
more
Busch.
contact.
Yes, thanks, Jamie.
Caution's
Hard into
out.
the wall. Caution is out for the 2nd time for Kyle Busch. I think it really is done now.
Kyle's probably going to say, I told you it was done before that.
You hate to see it because he won the last race he was in, and that was at Texas. I talked to his wife Samantha the day after, and she said Kyle loves the Truck Series so much that when he retires from Cup racing, I think he's going to come back and run trucks. He just loves it.
He's going to go full-time truck racing one day. And I love that, how much he just enjoys this challenge.
Yes.
And you know, and I talked to Kyle a couple of weeks ago on the grid before the Cup race, and I said, these kids are nipping at your heels now. You win one of these races against these guys, you've earned it. And he said, yeah, it's really fun to put them away because they are better than they've ever been.
Another look here as we were getting that report.
Oh. Again, the 19 of Eckes, so close.
Look at all that shrapnel coming off that 7 truck.
That happened right in front of our leaders. Ross Chastain right there, the 19 of Eckes, who you know is going to be a threat all night.
Watch how fortunate these guys are to slip by. Great job there by Ross going high.
Lane went low, Ross went high. Tough break for, I mean, we were talking during a commercial break. We take another look at it. See, Lane's going to go low, Ross is going to go high, Kyle's going to go through the middle. 175th start in the Truck Series. He's won 66 times. I'll guarantee you way less than a handful of times has he ever wrecked on his own like that.
I can't remember any times. And we heard some onboard radio chatter from Corey Heim. He said, I don't think that's ever happened before. We said, we agree.
12 laps in, 135 laps to go from Darlington. Corey Heim leads. Aerial coverage provided by Goodyear, powering the race from the green flag to the checkered flag and every mile in between. Goodyear, more driven. That Goodyear blimp is named Wingfoot 2 Airship. I'm assuming that Wingfoot 1 is perhaps the one on the West Coast.
Love the pictures that we get from the blimp.
Me too. Love the Goodyear blimp. Iconic. Watched that thing fly around racetracks my whole life. Speaking of iconic, what about this paint scheme?
I love it.
Cale Yarborough, Timmonsville, South Carolina. Look at that car. Look at Cale's head up there. How often did you see that, Phil, when you were racing? Oh, Cale with that neck bent over up against that window screen.
Unfortunately, we lost Cale a few months ago. One of the all-time greats.
Great throwback. Great honor.
Yeah. That's my favorite throwback right there.
Mine too.
Yeah.
And I just love that picture of Cale in that car.
Well, they nailed it. I mean, some of these throwbacks are just spot on. Look at the numbers even. The font and the numbers is perfect.
You see the guardrail there. We don't have guardrails around any racetracks anymore.
I'm sure you were a lot the same, Phil, watching your brother Benny, but there was nobody any more tenacious, tougher than Cale Yarborough. So much fun to watch him back in the day.
I love the old video of him onboard. The primitive early onboard cameras with him bouncing around
and grunting. Remember?
Grunting, snatching on the wheel, making engine noises.
Yeah.
What a great one.
Well, it's been good for Corey Heim so far. This will be the second restart for him on the outside.
Man, he's controlled these restarts too. He's been really tough.
It's the first time that Christian Eckes is restarting on the front row here. We talked about these guys every single week. We talked about him in the pre-show. Going to the championship 4, perhaps.
Taylor Gray took the outside, left that front row up to Christian Eckes to choose. He's going to try to follow Heim from the high side. We've seen the difficulties trucks have had, starting with Kyle Busch getting off turn 2, and then Ross Chastain the same thing. So that's probably a pretty smart move by that 17 truck.
See him warming up those tires. It's quite a bit cooler this evening than it was earlier today. Here we go. Restart number 2. Another great restart by Corey Heim. Christian Eckes slips up just a bit. Stacks up that inside line a little bit. Lane Riggs right behind him.
Corey Heim has been on it on these starts and restarts.
Phil, didn't you say the story this year has been Christian Eckes and Corey Heim?
Yes.
Kind of, sort of.
It sort of started out that way again tonight, hasn't it?
It has.
Lane Riggs in that blue truck, though, he's got a fast horse under him tonight.
Tanner Gray right there. I love those tiger stripes. And right behind this group, the 99 of Ben Rhodes, different crew chief. Doug Randolph working with him tonight. There he is, that bright orange truck. We've got a couple of bright orange trucks that are both fast tonight.
Good side-by-side battle right there. Stuart Freeze in the 52 able to get by the 15 of Tanner Gray.
And here comes Ben Rhodes in the 99. We're going to ride on board as he tries to look inside of Tanner.
Is that Jimmy Johnson right ahead?
That's
oh, no.
Jimmy Johnson. Well, it kind of looks like Jimmy Johnson. But right now, Ben is going to try to make this pass on Tanner Gray. He is able to clear Tanner up off the corner.
He does it. We're talking about Stuart Friesen right there. He's got the throwback to Jimmy Johnson's 2010 Coke 600 paint scheme. They did a great job on that one as well.
We talked to Ty Majeski, really confident about that 98 truck. Oh, look how tight.
Some contact.
I'm telling you, that bump off of turn 2 is serious. A lot of the drivers were talking about that after practice. Majeski's going to grab that spot from Daniel Dye.
Banging off each other back there for 10th.
And here comes Dean Thompson. He's on the inside of Daniel. Daniel slipping back in that Kyle Petty looking number 43 truck.
Hey, tip of the cap to Kyle Petty. They wrapped up their ride across the country for Victory Junction Gang Camp, and I know it was an emotional end today. Just a beautiful thing that he does. The King was on the ride. So many great people went along, Joey Logano included.
I saw a picture of Kyle. He posted and said, "Get to ride alongside my dad." How cool is that?
So cool.
Look at Nick Sanchez into the top 20. Just ahead of Matt Mills. Let's see what he does on the restart. Whoa. How many wide were we there? Is that 4?
About 4.
He squeezes in though when he gets to the corner, but look, still using that apron.
Yeah, he's not using the racetrack at all. He really had no choice but to go down there. Connor Jones, the 66, kind of forced him down there.
See Raja Karuth right there trying to make his way forward. Nick Sanchez up 11 spots.
Had a problem with his rear wheel hub and had to fix that, and then went to the rear. There's another truck, 52, Stuart Friesen, that Jimmy Johnson look-alike that you guys were talking about. He's having a solid run. That's good to see. It's been a tough year for him.
How about for both these drivers? Stuart Friesen as he gets passed by Ben Rhodes.
Nice pass. Ben Rhodes picks up another spot into 7th.
Big slide there for Stuart Friesen as he got into turn 3. It's going to open up the door for Ty Majeski.
Stuart Friesen already has a big win under his belt this week. Won a big 50-lapper up at Delaware Speedway.
On the dirt.
Winning helps everything, right?
Without a doubt.
Maybe he carries that into sideways. Stewart looking for his first top 10 of the season. So surprising, but I know they've got some restructuring going on. Different crew chief came over this year. As Ty Majeski takes a peek and gets around the 52.
You know,
we talk about dirt. We didn't mean for him to get sideways right there.
This is what he looked like at Delaware Speedway as he took the checker. That's not going to work if you do that consistently here at Darlington.
Let's get an update. Amanda?
Stuart Friesen had a great 5-hour energy in his hand prior to this race to get prepared for this delayed start, but he told us in qualifying that he simply doesn't have the truck that he thinks can contend tonight. When you think of racing at a place that is too tough to tame, how hard is that to manage?
Looked crazy to me. I know if you do that consistently over and over again, that thing will get away from you. We talked to Stewart earlier, and he said, this thing just doesn't handle well in traffic. I need to work on my trucks in traffic. Overdid it at Kansas, got himself in trouble. So I'm sure the veteran that he is, he's going to step it back a notch here at Darlington.
Yeah, and he's still hanging in there pretty well up in the top 10, so I don't think all is lost for Stewart.
Maybe just an adjustment away from getting that truck really good, but you can see loose there again. Just really slipping and sliding on him is that 52.
I like how Amanda said he had a 5-hour energy in hand. We talk about what do these drivers do after waiting around, then they qualify, then they wait around. You eat a lot, but I guess an energy drink, a little cup of coffee, jump in the truck.
Look at that lead. Corey Heim stepping it out.
Over a second lead right now for Corey Heim. Remember back just a couple of years ago, made his Truck Series debut right here at Darlington. Talk about a crazy place to make your debut. And he found himself running up front, led a couple of laps, unfortunately got together with John Hunter Nemechek, and his night was over. But certainly, those of us that didn't cover the ARCA Series, they knew who Corey Heim was after that night.
That's right. He actually restarted on the front row in that incident you were talking about. Everyone said, whoa, who is this kid?
Yeah, that's when you raise your eyebrows and say, that doesn't happen very often. And he's done a lot of special things since then. Now, this was not of his own doing. You got to be pushing and shoving late on these restarts. He just gets pushed from behind and clipped the truck on the outside, and that was it. But he put himself in a position to win his first race in the trucks.
Driving for Kyle Busch Motorsports right there.
Caused a big melee.
That looks like Talladega, doesn't it?
It does.
No doubt. And
Those
now
trucks
look
weren't
at
even
him.
out of third gear yet.
He just knows how to communicate with that team and gets a great setup under it, does a really good job. As you see, Nick continuing to march to the front.
That's going to move up to the 16th spot as he gets around that 15 of Tanner Gray.
Tanner's on the struggle bus. He's falling straight back.
Tanner Gray was so happy in qualifying as he comes back, goes to the inside, and Nick Sanchez almost won the ARCA Menard Series race last week. Needs a little adjustment on the 15. Corey Heim, Christian Eckes, your leaders here at Darlington. Welcome back to the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series racing from Darlington. Corey Heim continues to lead Christian Eckes by just about a second and a half. Stage number 1, working lap 34 of 45.
That 11 truck is putting up some lap times too. He is 3/10 last time by, faster than second place Eckes. Can see that lead out toward a second and a half. There's the 19 of Eckes.
Taylor Gray just behind. Oh, contact.
Daniel Dye gets into Grant Enfinger, and there goes Dean Thompson. He said, "You boys work this out amongst yourselves." Oh, another slide for Enfinger. Great save twice.
Grant saying, "What, Daniel? What are you doing?
Better watch out, buddy." Maybe look, Daniel have a flat.
Yeah, 43
looks like a flat
is off
tire,
the pace.
possibly.
Got into that left rear with his right front, and I think that right front is gone.
It's down. The right front is down for sure.
Down. 77 inside.
He needs to slow down, Phil. That thing will blow straight out and he'll go into the wall. This is just real tight racing. Little bounce there off of Ben Rhodes, and then right there might not have been enough, but the next one got him. Right here off turn 2.
Yeah, the next one's going to get that right front tire of Daniel Dye right there. Pretty significant contact. A nice save by the 9 of Enfinger.
Twice.
I was battling for the 8th spot. So you see the 43 riding on board with what happened here as he limps his way down pit road. He does make it.
There's his first little bump. And here's the one that was the end of the right front tire.
Yeah, we heard Daniel out of the throttle. It certainly wasn't intentional where he tried to drive up there and hit the 9.
That tire carcass is about to fall off. Jamie's coming your way.
One of the things that Daniel was being told was just get back in your rhythm. That was after that first incident. They told him over the radio as he entered pit lane, do not speed. That they are trying to minimize any mistakes that can unfold from having to make this unscheduled pit stop. This is where things get real, but they're telling him over the radio, just stay calm. You got plenty of time. We're going to get you back out there.
Looked like they wanted him to hang on just a second before hammering down out of his box. That's Austin Dillon's Cup crew going over the wall for Daniel Dye.
We'll have to stay out probably at the end of this stage, Phil, see if he can get a wave around, get in good shape. But I'm telling you what, talking about putting down some lap times, as you see Daniel trying to squeeze out of his pit there. Tire falls over.
That's what happened.
That's
Paul Swan right there.
Is that going to be a penalty for a tire getting out of the box? Possibly. But this truck, Phil, I've been really impressed. Fastest truck on the track the last 3 laps, and he's been able to drive around some trucks. And you can see, look at the move he's making here on Ben Rhodes. Will he switch over, cross over?
Dean Thompson, 3 top 10s this year, coming off his best finish of the year of 8th last week. He says, excuse me, boys, I'm coming through.
Started back in the 13th position. Top 10 finish here last year for Dean Thompson. That's another guy I've been keeping my eye on. We talked to him early on, and he said he had a pretty good truck, but already up to the 4th spot and moving.
And right behind him, Lane Riggs. Good run for Lane in that truck that's throwing back to his dad. That's got to feel good, showing the kind of speed your daddy had.
Exactly.
RC Cola.
There's Daniel Dye. Looks like
He's
more
still
problems.
off the pace.
Probably a rub on that right front. Could possibly be some suspension damage too. We saw him sparking around the track as he made his way to pit road.
You know, Jamie, you mentioned a little bit ago that Corey Heim had opened up about a second-half lead over Eckes. Well, that is closing up now. That's the gap, about a half a second, less than a half a second lead for Corey Heim.
And Phil, that's not unusual here at Darlington for a guy to squirt out on those new tires and then have it fall and fade off more than somebody that maybe didn't have that fast speed on the initial get-go. And maybe that's the case here with Eckes, because he's coming.
Those two are in a league of their own right now. Taylor Gray just trying to keep him in his sights right now.
Remember, we talked about these two drivers and the hot starts to the season. You know, I was watching this race from last year back earlier, and he came into this race last year, Christian Eckes, that he won with 5 finishes of 15th or worse coming into this race. That's not the case this year for Christian Eckes.
Well, Christian Eckes is rolling. Amanda.
And when you think about the champion hunt for both of these drivers. I asked Christian Eckes about Corey Heim, and he said he's the only one that I have circled this season, and man, what a threat he is. This guy does not make mistakes. I followed up and asked Christian, I said, well, what's the relationship between you guys off the track? He said, well, it's actually better off track than on.
That's pretty typical, right? I mean, Corey keeps to himself. Christian Eckes, he's got some friends in this series, but Corey's really, he just does his thing. And look at this battle raging on between Ben Rhodes, Dean Thompson swapping 7th and 8th.
Yeah, stage points at stake here with just a couple laps to go before the end of this first stage.
And look at Dean go once he cleared Ben Rhodes. Had some trouble executing the pass, but now he's on his way.
Remember, a teammate for Corey Heim in that 5 truck for Dean Thompson, as well as the 17 of Taylor Gray. That guy right there.
And here comes Tom Majeski. We're going to talk a lot about him in the rest of this race. He has got some pace. Already up to the 4th position, as you mentioned, Phil, but great lap times right now as this stage is getting ready to wrap up.
Final lap of stage number 1. Does Christian Eckes have enough? 2 more corners to close the gap for the stage win. Can he do it? It's the closest he has been all night long. Coming off at turn 4, it'll be Corey Heim picking up stage win number 1 for the night. 2nd week in a row. He did it last week at Kansas, and you guys know what happened there.
Yeah.
Went on to win the race. It's Corey Heim, been out front from the start. Christian Eckes, Ty Majeski, Taylor Gray, Lane Riggs, your top 5. Sunday, the best of the best compete for the crown at the Westminster Kennel Club Dog Show presented by Purina Pro Plan. That begins with the Masters Agility Championship Sunday at 2 Eastern. That's only on Fox. And then after the Cup race, I'll fly to New York for Westminster, the big show. Monday, Tuesday night, 4 hours of coverage live. It's the only national dog show that's live.
And you'll be in heaven.
I will be in dog heaven. I say I go from 4 wheels to 4 paws, and I couldn't be happier. It's heaven sitting here with you guys, but I'm looking forward to going to the dog show.
Me too. Well, what about Corey Heim getting that stage win? You talked about Ty Majeski. He's on the charge. Dean Thompson, great run. Great first stage there, wasn't it? A lot of action.
So 2 cautions, both for Kyle Busch. We were just told, listen to this, Kyle Busch has never finished last in a truck race until tonight.
I'll guarantee he never caused 2 cautions in any one truck race either. Tough break. I really would have loved to seen how Kyle and Corey Heim and Christian Eckes and Majeski would have battled this thing out.
It's going to be fun. Now we just got our truckers going up against Ross Chastain, and right now they got his number. Kept him all the way outside the top 5 in this first run.
So pit road will be open this time. Fix these trucks up. Corey Heim will just be happy to get some new tires. Christian Eckes as well.
Everybody will.
Ty Majeski's one to watch.
He is that.
He's on a roll.
You know, there's some racetracks we go to and we question maybe they will think about 2 tires. You don't have to worry about that at this place.
4. Give me all.
Give me
the
4
tires.
every 4 or 5 laps if you can, please.
Corey Heim has been the sole leader tonight. 48 laps led. As he turns left down pit road, they're coming your way, Amanda.
Yeah, and as we saw on the screen, rookie Lane Riggs picked up 6 points here in stage 1. It is his first race at Darlington. He said he needs more security out of that truck. And then for Christian Eckes, as he makes his way to his box, he said that the truck is coming to me more and more, but still a little too tight. Jamie?
For Taylor Gray in that number 17, they had him stop just a little bit short in his box so that he could have a clean exit. He said that as that stint went on, he was really struggling with some rear grip, so they're making an air pressure adjustment, going to drop down that track bar. When they move up to the number 11 of Corey Heim, he said it was so tight. Every cycle, it would just get worse and worse. They're going to make a pretty big swing out of here, Jamie.
A lot of adjustments on pit road. Did they make the right adjustments?
Like Taylor Gray might have got around Corey Heim exiting the pit there.
He's going to win the battle.
And he does. Corey Heim loses a spot. Taylor Gray, Corey Heim, Ty Majeski, Christian Eckes loses 2 spots as well. Stage number 2 from Darlington coming up after this. What a difference a few hours makes. This weather is beautiful. The storms have moved on out, and we are racing, getting ready for stage number 2. And we talked about it. We've had 2 different issues happen, and they both involved Kyle Busch. The start of the race, caution came out twice. He's out of the race, first time ever finishing last. Our Bob Pockris caught up with him outside the medical center.
Just lose grip on there at the. I guess, yeah. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how close he was. I don't know if he was on my door. I don't know if I lost air. It just instantly just stepped out.
It was just broke, right?
Huh?
It was just broke. You got flat on the second one.
Yeah, the truck was wrecked. There was no reason why it should have been back out on the racetrack.
And we appreciate Bob getting words from Kyle. Certainly not a Kyle-like thing.
You know, he talked about he didn't know if he was on his door or not. I think he'll look at this replay and say he wasn't on my door. It just got loose down on. You could see it go up the hill a little bit there, and as it slipped up the hill, Kyle put the wheel to it. There's a bump, pretty big bump over there. He slid up, cut the wheel to the left, and it went around.
And it's tight anyway. You saw the 11 of Corey Heim close to him, but there just isn't a lot of room over there coming off turn 2.
Speaking of tight, we're going to get all tight again here for this restart. The restarts are just crazy here at Darlington.
Every restart, we have somebody different next to Corey Heim challenging him, but he's just been perfect. The initial start of the race and the restart since.
And he's taken that outside line both times on those starts and on the start and restart. He's down on the bottom because Taylor Gray's team got him out first, so he chose and he picked the top. So this will be interesting to watch. See what Corey Heim can do down on the bottom of the track.
Yeah, guys, I keep track of the pit stops, and I look on after the race, and week in, week out, race in, race out, the Tricon guys have the best pit stops on pit road. They come off first and second.
And this will be interesting. We know how good the 11 is. We know how good the 19 is. They're both stuck on the bottom. Majeski's been fast. Then you got Taylor Gray up there controlling this race. I think you can just get a better launch on the top. That's the reason why it's such an advantage. Seems to be more grip up top on the straightaway itself.
Amazing to think, as well as Taylor Gray has been running this year, that he is winless in the series, so still looking for his first career win. Teammates with Corey Heim as they get nice and tidy side by side. Green flag is in the air for stage number 2.
That is nice and tidy. Look at those 2 trucks. They're dead even.
Look at Christian Eckes with a bump to the back of the 11, sends him forward. Christian Eckes falls back just a little bit. Here's Ty Majeski on the outside.
You can see how those trucks really slide up off turn 2. Boom! Right into the back of Taylor Gray. Big bump by Majeski.
It's like bumper trucks. First 5. I'm so impressed with Lane Riggs and that blue 38.
Got squeezed a little bit that time by the orange and white 19 of Eckes. Lost a couple spots.
Jake Garcia in the 13, working with a different crew chief. Worked his way up to 8th after that pit stop.
How about the truck right behind him? That orange truck, the 99, actually racing now. Now the 5 of Dean Thompson has made his way by Ben Rhodes in that 99.
Why does it always seem when a change is made, they always perform better, at least for that one race, right? And that's what they both told me was going to happen tonight.
Is he going to squeeze him? That's tight. Dean says, not so quick, buddy.
That 5 truck is coming. How about Sanchez going to try to get by Ben Rhodes?
Wait, didn't he start in the very back?
The very back for the 2nd week in a row.
Yeah,
now he's competing for a spot inside the top 10. Lost a lot of momentum there down into turn 1.
Nick Sanchez and that Rev Racing Drive for Diversity, celebrating 20 years of Drive for Diversity. Beautiful paint scheme. High, wide, and handsome. Right there, the 45 of Ross Chastain.
And how about right in front of Ross Chastain, that yellow and black number 9, Grant Enfinger. Didn't we see him sideways a couple times?
Twice in one turn.
In one turn. Running up in the 5th spot, which is no surprise. Good racetrack for Grant Enfinger. 3 top 5s here in 5 starts.
You know, he's a breath of fresh air. You walk through the garage area, you see Grant. He's always got a smile on his face and saying, we're going to get him this weekend. He's so optimistic and so positive and such a talented racer.
And all over the back of Majeski, we know, admittedly, one of the best trucks here. Looks like Grant Enfinger's got a pretty good truck. As Corey Heim is trying to go for the lead.
Yes. Battle right here. Taylor Gray, 2nd leader of the night. First lap led for Taylor Gray tonight. Let's get an update on him. Jamie.
I want to talk about Tanner Gray. Remember, they started 3rd and 5th. It was Tanner Gray that was right up there at the beginning, now back in 23rd. This is the right front tire that came off of that truck at that pit stop. You can see the cords in it. That tire was just coming apart, and that was really what they were struggling with. So fortunately, they were able to put a new one on there when they changed all 4, and he can try and start moving forward again, Jamie.
Whoa, what a
Heck
battle.
of a battle up front.
Taylor Gray said, I'm not giving it up, buddy. His teammate was in there, got sideways, got loose, just like we've seen a number of trucks do off turn 2. That seems to be the hot spot tonight, where you really got to mind your P's and Q's when you're exiting 2 on the bottom. A little bit of tire rub there on the left front of that 17 truck of Taylor Gray.
9 laps and counting for Taylor Gray, holding off Corey Heim for the moment.
We saw that tire that Jamie showed us. That will get better. That situation will get better. Remember, with the rain, this was a very, very green racetrack. So you're going to get more tire wear when the racetrack is green like that. Again, that should get better.
Corey Heim trying to close that gap.
There's that tire that we said rubbed when they made that slight contact.
And you can tell because there's no Goodyear logo on it. It's completely black.
No white lettered Goodyear logo.
That's right. It's not yellow like we typically see. And that, of course, because it's Throwback. Goodyear started out with that white logo, so you'll see that all weekend long. There's a bad example, and there's a good example, the left rear.
It seems like
or
maybe,
lack thereof.
Yes.
Seems like maybe Heim has backed the pace down a little bit. You think that could be on purpose, taking care of his tires since he couldn't just get around the 17 truck of Gray?
Maybe let him cool off a little bit and take another stab at him in a bit. Here comes Grant.
I love this. Grant's going to dive down off the track onto the apron, cut that corner, gets to the inside, and now on the outside of that 98 truck.
This has been one of the best battles going on since before the end of stage 1.
Got Ross Chastain now has joined that battle, that white 45. Here comes Ben Rose, going to get back by the 5 of Dean Thompson to grab that 9th spot.
Phil, I think it's funny. We used to run 500 miles here. You know, if some guy caught you and got to the inside of you, you just let him go.
100% of the time.
You know, and that's just the way it worked. We're running 200 miles here tonight, and these kids didn't grow up that way. They grew up just getting anything they can every lap of the race, and it's just so entertaining to watch.
They don't give away anything.
That's exactly right.
Ross Chastain back there, the 45 in 6th place. Hasn't won a Truck Series race since 22. I think he's a little hungry to get it done.
Mentioned earlier that this was a throwback to the Hensleys. That was their Busch Series car. That one was driven by Mark Green. Obviously, Jimmy Hensley, Jeff's cousin, drove for the Hensley family.
Mark Green out of Owensboro, Kentucky.
That's right.
Jeff Hensley was so happy on pit road today. He was just said, you know, he walked into the shop and saw and was like, that's pretty cool. Just it brings back great memories for these guys.
Curtis Markham also drove for the Hensleys. Chuck Bowen won a championship in the Busch Series for the Hensleys.
Jeff Hensley, it's just, you know, sometimes when a driver and a crew chief are paired up together, it's just magic. I think that's what we've seen with Taylor Gray and Jeff Hensley.
And we saw that with Grant Enfinger and Jeff Hensley as well. So Jeff Hensley really does a nice job calling the shots in these trucks.
26 laps to go here in stage number 2. Taylor Gray continuing to lead Corey Heim. We're going to step aside. You won't miss a thing. We're going side by side. Caution is out for the 4th time here at Darlington, as you saw Spencer Boyd spin from the 28th spot. Pit road open, our leader comes down. What do you think of this call?
Well, I kind of like it. Michael doesn't like it, but I kind of like it because that truck will be so fast. With over 20 laps on those other guys' tires, he's going to look like he has 3 extra cylinders in this truck.
3 extra cylinders?
3 extra cylinders.
So he's got 11?
Not 4, but 3.
Well, I'm going to tell you, Phil, I don't like the call. Now, it's easy to say that because a lot of the leaders didn't follow him down, and I think that's the chance he took. He thought maybe pits, drags other people with him, he keeps that lead. And we saw that letters rubbed off that left front tire. We didn't see a sign of it going bad, but you never know, it could have had a slow leak as well. So look how much better that looks now with that lettered up Goodyear tire there. I'm sure he feels better about it.
So here's a look at Spencer Boyd right off of turn 4. Back of the screen there, and around he goes.
Yeah, racing really close with another truck. There could have been a little bit of contact.
I just don't see
maybe
Taylor.
Brett Holm. I think actually Mason Maggio in the 22 that possibly made contact. But the only gamble to me is that now Taylor Gray will have obviously one less set of tires for that final stage. I think everybody comes in at the end of stage 2, puts 4 tires on. Then the other teams that didn't stop will have 2 sets of tires that they could put on during that final stage, where he will only have 1. I really don't think he can afford to stay out and not change tires at the end of this stage.
I think that it's just too much to ask for him to drive through the field. He's going to restart outside the top 20. We know how hard it is to pass here. How about Buck Baker?
How about that?
1949, that machine wheeled the beach in Daytona.
The 3-time winner of the Southern 500, Buck Baker.
When we showed up, he was wandering around the garage. You get to talk to Buck every now and again. Those are good memories.
Spencer was so excited. Somebody told him that actual car is out in the fan zone. I say, you should get your truck out there and get a picture side by side.
I'm glad that truck's still straight after that spin.
No doubt.
For Spencer.
Kept it off the wall. No harm, no foul there. And Michael, you mentioned Taylor Gray coming through the pack. He'll restart 23rd. Also of note, who pitted there, Raja Carruth back in 26th.
Jack Wood also, and Jack's in the 25th spot. Matt Crafton came down pit road as well. Matt had made his way up just outside the top 10 and 12th prior to that caution flag.
Interesting little change up here, but to your point, we don't know what was going on with the tire. Could have saved the day. That could have been the call of the night. We'll see how good that truck is now.
Jamie, I've always said the most fun you can have in a race vehicle is when you're on new tires at Darlington and the other guys aren't. So we're going to see Taylor Gray and Matt Crafton and Jack Wood and Raja Carruth have a lot of fun here for the next 20 laps.
Yeah, and we talked about how nobody likes to give anything in the truck series. They're going to be on take mode. They're going to be all about taking. Will they be able to get through this field without an incident?
Let's listen to Taylor Gray's radio.
What do I need to manage right here, Jeff, or do you want me to go hard? No, we're digging. Copy. Temper.
Ah, 10-4, we're digging.
There's Jeff.
I'd say get your popcorn ready. It's going to be a fun.
It's going to be tight, though, Jamie. It's going to be, there's going to be a lot of action back there where he's restarting. Veteran Matt Crafton right on his rear tailgate.
You think those guys will be on the racetrack when they get down to the corner?
No, they'll be on the apron. They'll be down there where they used to run in the 50s.
And passing trucks.
Bill, didn't you say you went out there with the tape measure at some point and measured the width of the track?
From the white line to the outside wall, the dotted white line is 27 feet.
Now they've messed it all up. They're all down below Phil's measurement. He doesn't know what to think right now.
I didn't have a long enough tape measure to go down there.
It's more exciting now. Restarts. They fan out. Corey Heim restarted on the front row every single time. See him on the inside. Christian Eckes on the outside. Eckes has yet to lead a lap tonight. Maybe he changes that here. And again, has nothing for the 11 at Corey Heim. Look at Grant Enfinger in the 9. Just digging up there. Gives up second spot to the 19. Christian Eckes moves into second. Oh, trucks. Was that Lane Riggs? He was practically sideways and saved it.
Ben Rhodes bouncing all over the place back there.
He and Sanchez made hard contact. That's Sanchez in the 2.
Everybody's straight, everybody's good.
Somehow.
19 laps to go in stage number 2. There's Nick Sanchez giving up a couple spots.
There's the 17 and the 88. Look at that move Matt Crafton makes.
He's got his Superman cape on, 4 wide.
Here comes Raja with his fresh tires. Taylor Gray says, man, I picked the wrong lane there. They're going every which way.
Jack Woods getting by Taylor Gray.
Watch Taylor regroup here. Through the middle, does he do it?
Speed difference, you talked about that.
He did it. 3 wide in the middle.
That's Stuart Friesen back there. Stuart was running in the top 10 earlier. Jamie Howe, what's going on? What's Taylor Gray saying?
Well, I asked Jeff Hensley why they made that decision to stop, and he said, honestly, I thought the rest of the field was going to come with me. With the fact that they didn't means that we just kind of messed up our strategy, but he's going to have to drive.
Yeah, the only mess up strategy is the fact that they won't have an extra set of tires in that final stage. They will have 1 set of tires that they could put on sometime during that final stage.
But he's on charge mode. But right ahead of him, there's Raja making truck after truck pass as he comes off turn 4 on the inside of Chase Purdy.
Taylor Gray up to 18th.
I really believe both of these trucks will get back into the top 10 before the end of this stage.
Raja Caruth had that issue in qualifying, started in the back of the field. He continues to make moves on those fresher tires.
Watch him drive by Bailey Curry.
Top 15 now for Raja. Nick Sanchez just ahead of him on older tires, mind you.
Yeah, it's going to be no contest.
He'll also approach and dispose quickly of Russ Wheeler in that 18 truck.
You said that's got to be fun.
It's a blast. I'm telling you, it's a blast.
Tyler Ankrum.
There goes Taylor Gray right up the middle again. Uh-oh, this is going to tighten up. There it is.
Contact and contact again. Taylor Gray saves it. Tyler Ankrum slows.
What an amazing save.
Wow.
I thought he was done.
Oh, that truck is damaged. He's got issues. I don't know if that left front tire will make it or not.
We stay green. Heavy contact. And Michael, to your point, that's what you worry about coming through the pack.
And you can see here he just likes that chance to take it up the middle, hoping maybe these guys will lay back. But Sanchez comes up.
He got loose. Sanchez got loose. Had to chase it up the hill.
He clipped Gray, and that put him into Ankrum. Watch this, little sideways, and then up he goes into right there the 17 truck, and he squeezes the 18 of Ankrum into the wall. Look at that big bounce off the wall for Tyler.
See, probably a flat tire for that 18 of Ankrum. You see him slow on the racetrack, making his way towards the pits.
Double trouble, Phil. Got the left front and the right front.
Tyler Ankrum, we're talking about him so much, his consistency to start the season, just top 5 after top 10. Now the last 2 weeks, 34th and 20th, and now issues continue. Looks like he'll make it down to pit road.
Kobe Hired had made his way into the top 10 in that one truck, but that's going to be taken away from him by Raja. Raja now into the top 10. You said stage points for both these trucks, Phil. Looks like it's going to be just that.
Taylor Gray in 13th, trying to make his way into the top 10. Meanwhile, it's all Corey Heim out front. 12 laps to go in stage 2. Welcome back to NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series Racing live from Darlington. Corey Heim continues to lead as we look at this beautiful aerial coverage provided by Goodyear, powering every mile and every moment on NASCAR's road to victory. Goodyear, more driven. And you see the gap right there. About a 2-second lead for Corey Heim over Christian Eckes, but Grant Enfinger's heating up back there in the 9.
Yeah, the biggest lead we've seen all night for Corey Heim.
But look at this.
How about a great battle for the 2nd spot?
Looks like Grant's got a little bit better truck here in the long run than does Eckes, but then there's Majeski too heating things up. Watch this line Grant runs when he comes down here to 3 and 4. He's been just about higher than anyone, right up next to the outside wall. You can see there, and he made it work a couple laps in a row and drove right on the back of the 19. But now he seems to be losing a little bit of grip off sideways, but look at the momentum.
I've been watching Raja use that same line. Raja, who pitted back on lap number 67, is now up to the 6th spot.
Making the most
right
of
there.
it. Of course, Taylor Gray, we documented he had that contact. He's made his way now up into the 10th position.
And that's in the top 5 for Raja. What a day it's been for him, huh? Had that problem in qualifying, got into the wall, had to repair the truck, went to the back, and now he's all the way up to the top 5.
I think he has a chance of maybe getting more here.
Yeah, look at that
with 5 to go.
There's grip right out next to that wall if you can get up there and challenge it without running into it.
You hear drivers every year talk about how intimidating this place can be. It's just fascinating to me. Sometimes you see a Rajah Caruth comes in this place and adapts instantly, able to run top 10 in his first race out last year, and here he comes back, he's doing it again.
He was sideways just a moment ago. Good battle right here for 12th. Seems like Dean Thompson and Ben Rhodes have been battling since the last restart.
There's the battle for 3rd. We got busy camera folks from Fox Sports because we got battles all over this speedway.
And Raja's going to be there in just a minute to join that battle. There he is.
And he's not going to be patient, Phil.
No, he's
Those
not.
trucks side by side, Raja's going to probably try to take them 3 wide down the back.
Rajah Caruth now into the top 5. Lane Riggs back to the 6th place position. He says, excuse me, boys, I still got some goodie on my tires.
Yeah, y'all pick where you're going because I'm going to go where you ain't.
That's why I love stage racing. You could feel
Look at
the
this.
drama intensify. We're going for stage points.
There's that 3 wide I was talking about, and he made it work.
The old 2 for 1.
Rajah Caruth to the 3rd spot. Corey Heim just doesn't know what a great race is happening behind him.
And he doesn't care.
He says it's Heim time. It's all about where I'm running right now. 71 laps led and counting for the 11 truck.
Rajah was running 16th when that caution came out and he came down pit road back up to the 3rd spot.
1 lap to go in stage number 2.
Talk about dominance. Look at that. 71 of 88 laps led so far for Corey Heim. That's Cale Yarborough-like right there.
Picked up stage win number 1. Looks like at this point he'll cruise to his 2nd stage win. Look at Rajah is not done. He goes around the 19 for 2nd spot over Christian Eckes. Can he make it stick on the bottom?
Heck yeah.
Those tires said, yeah, I've got some grip. I'm going.
Where'd he restart? There it is, the end of stage number 2 for Corey Heim. Rajah Caruth drives his way from the mid-pack all the way to 2nd. Christian Eckes settles for 3rd. Ty Majeski 4th. Grant Enfinger top 5.
He restarted outside the top 20.
Very impressive runs. Corey Heim leading the most laps, dominating the race, winning stages 1 and 2. We'll have pit stops after the break.
Where?
Beautiful shots of the moon here in Darlington, South Carolina. But the stage points tonight, Corey Heim maximizing with 20. Christian Eckes just behind him. Well, it's been a heck of a race so far, even though Corey Heim has dominated. There's been a lot to cover.
Action everywhere for sure, and strategies differing. A lot of action here at Darlington as expected.
Well, I'm keeping my eye on the 71, Raja Karuth, and what he's going to be able to do, restarting on the front row this time, as long as his pit crew comes through here. Amanda, they're coming your way.
It's pretty amazing, Jamie, isn't it, when you think that he started the day with a Darlington stripe. He was 12th after stage 1. He told his crew chief here, don't change a thing on this truck. And then when you look at the 19 of Christian Eckes, he is chasing more speed. His crew chief Charles tonight asked for an air pressure in the right rear. Jamie?
Well, for the number 11 of Corey Heim, remember that last stop was a little long. He lost one spot leaving pit lane. They decided to make this one just a lot shorter. It's going to be an air pressure adjustment only for Corey. For Ty Majeski, he said, I'm able to stay with them on the long run, but I need to fire off better. I need more speed at the beginning of this stage. So they're going to make a couple of adjustments. Jamie?
All right, a little bit of a shuffle on pit road.
Yeah, what about Grant Enfinger's team? They came to play, didn't they?
Yeah.
Put him out first.
Great pit work by Jeff Stankowitz's guys. And Majeski with a good pit stop as well, gaining 2 spots.
All right, this will shake things up a little bit. Race off pit road. It's all about Grant Enfinger. We'll have a restart coming up next. the lady in black. She has bitten a few of them tonight. We have had so much action. We're happy that you're still here hanging out with us. It was a long delay because of weather, but I think it's been worth the wait. Some great action all over the track. Grant Enfinger right now shown as the leader. Jamie Little, Phil Parsons, Michael Waltrip with you, Amanda Busick, and Jamie Howe on pit road. And, well, Taylor Gray was the one guy who had something for Corey Heim earlier. He got that damage, though, guys.
Yeah, off turn 4, 3 wide. Now he's back in the pits working on that 17 truck. And that's a critical part of the race vehicle, Phil. When in a truck, you really need that right rear to be out to get that downforce. He doesn't have that anymore.
Yeah, quite possibly the most important corner on one of these trucks. He's not going to have that side force, the downforce. We saw him get back up to the top 10, but remember he had new tires, and they're down a set of tires now as well, as is Raja Caruth and Jack Wood and Matt Crafton.
We're choosing, and Grant with an awesome pit stop by his team. He chose the outside. There's Raja. Struggle on pit road. I think he probably slid through his pit a bit, Phil.
Yeah, he got too close to the wall, and then the Jackman had a hard time getting that truck up off the ground to change the left side tires. He's going to restart back in row number 4.
Gave up 4 spots after that stop. Certainly doable from right there. Just has a little bit more work for him.
And he's heating things up this season, getting better and better.
Watch this pit stop, Michael.
Look at him tucked right on the back of the 11 truck of Heim, trying to get all he can. But when he comes to the box, just slides through right there, trying to angle it back out to get a good run out of the pit. And look how close he is to the wall right here. That's just nowhere for the crew to get their job done. Watch the Jackman when he tries to work the jack. That's usually 1 or 2 bumps. He had to do 4 or 5. And look at him squeezing up in the front there. This is just very costly.
So Raja Caruth slips back a few positions. Grant Enfinger, Ty Majeski restarting on the front row. Corey Heim back there. First time tonight he'll be restarting in the second row. A little bit of dirty air for the first time, right?
How's he going to handle this, Phil?
He's got Eckes right beside him in the orange truck.
Look at Grant Enfinger kind of squeezing down on Majeski. You could see there. Majeski says, I'm out of here.
Oh, bad restart by Grant Enfinger.
And that's great job for Ty Majeski.
That's going to really hurt Corey Heim. Look at the ground he's losing.
Stacked him up a bit like an accordion.
How about Dean Thompson up there side by side?
Oh, no! Around they go.
Big
Corey
spin.
Heim wrecked. We have the big one at Darlington. Caution comes out for the 6th time. Raja Caruth is in it. Lane Riggs is in it. The 11 of Corey Heim. You see Dean Thompson. So many good trucks.
Man, that's just from the
Matt Crafton. Wow.
From the second lap of the race when we saw Kyle Busch get loose over there. That's just been a difficult area. Dean Thompson down on the inside lost control.
I'm sure he's going to say the same thing at Kyle Busch. All of a sudden, it just got away from me.
These trucks are destroyed.
Man, this is going to set a lot of folks up for some heavy damage.
There's one of them right there with Lane Riggs. Look at Matt Crafton's truck.
I'm glad to see that window net down.
Solid start to the season for Matt. It's going to end early here tonight for him.
You know, this isn't easy for these truck teams. They're in the middle of a 5-race stretch. At least we're close to home, close to Charlotte. They'll go home. They've got a lot of work to do to get ready for North Wilkesboro next week.
But man, look at the damage. Jack Wood. Jack was in a great spot. Restarted up inside the top 10. Had nowhere to go, just like everybody involved in this accident. Once the initial contact was made between the 5 of Dean Thompson and the 11 of Corey Heim, they all had nowhere to go.
You're committed off that turn. I mean, everybody's hard on the gas, and it just happened so quickly. Man, what a mess.
That's going to shuffle things up big time at the front of the pack here.
I was thinking the same thing, Jamie. I talk about all the guys that had trouble and are going to be relegated to poor finishes. It opens up the top 5, top 10 for guys that got through that and hadn't had much speed tonight maybe to get up there and do battle for a great finish.
Good to see Raja get out of that truck. We saw Matt Crafton get out of his truck.
Gosh, Raja had driven from the back of the pack all the way up to second, the end of stage 2. Got shuffled back a few spots, but I still wanted to see what that truck was capable of.
Remember, Grant Enfinger was slow on the start. That puts the 11 of Corey Heim back there beside Dean Thompson.
And Dean Thompson is on the bottom trying to run hard off turn 2. Just gets loose.
Looks exactly like Kyle Busch's situation.
Oh, look at the good job some of the trucks did to squeeze to the bottom.
Ty Dillon, Ben Rhodes going up top. Nick Sanchez getting by there when Matt came back up the racetrack.
Watch this truck just get loose. Right there, and he corrects it, and bam, into Heim he goes.
Lane Riggs, Raja, nowhere to go.
Jake
Matt
Garcia
Crafton
with a great job to the bottom.
Yeah, Jack Wood, absolutely nowhere to go. Ty Dillon did a nice job in the 25, avoiding it.
Just 5 trucks destroyed.
Wow, that's just violent, isn't it? Quickly just spins out to the right into the side of Corey Heim.
Corey Heim with significant damage. I don't know if he is indeed out. They'll be able to work on this truck.
They're working on it, but it's not going to be competitive.
Wow.
Look at how quickly that happens. Bam.
And those 5 trucks right there, absolutely nowhere to go. You see Jake Garcia, the 13 truck, he had enough gap that he could turn left and go down the inside and miss this wreck. Same thing with Colby Howard and that 1 truck.
Let's hop on board with Ben Rhodes. He was right in the middle of this mess. See what Ben sees. Oh. Wow, how about that? Seas just parted and away he went. I got to tell you, a great story. Watch Daniel Dye. He sees it happening well up ahead. Gets his truck slowed down.
He's in second gear right now.
That's right, and all the way down to first. That's a great move. Great direction from his spotter. Just stop, buddy, stop. We can miss this wreck.
See the reaction from the 11 team. Scott Zipadelli. Oh,
and
one that got away.
You said it, Phil. That start by Grant Enfinger really packed things up tightly back there. And Grant was fortunate enough to get going and didn't get involved in this. But as you can see, a lot of damage here for Corey Heim.
At this point, just trying to salvage some points, finish the race. Corey Heim led the most laps tonight, 76. Documented how he won both stages. Now here with 47 laps to go, Corey Heim just destroyed racetrack.
It's a heck of a day, isn't it? A lot of action here at Darlington.
Lane Riggs, breaks your heart for him. He's had 1 top 10 this year. He was running in the top 5.
For most of this race, if not just about all this race.
There's the damaged truck of Heim, and there's the damaged truck of Lane Riggs. Looks like his wheels are all pointing the right direction, Phil, so he can soldier on.
Cleanup continues here for the 6th caution of the night. It's the big one right here at Darlington. Ty Majeski will lead Christian Eckes on the next restart. tomorrow on Fox. It's the game of the year in the UFL as the 5-1 St. Louis Battlehawks take on the undefeated Birmingham Stallions. It all kicks off Saturday at 4 Eastern on Fox.
St. Louis only has one loss this year, right?
I believe so.
Yeah.
I think the Birmingham Stallions, they've got to be like the most popular team, have the most fans. I feel like that's who I hear people talk about the most.
What a great name, though.
I know.
Stallions.
That just sounds like a tough team.
It does.
So some race facts for Darlington Raceway. 9 of 11 races won from top 10 starting position. Worst starting position of race winner, 15th.
I think it was Sheldon Creed. Sheldon went back-to-back here in the Truck Series with 2 wins.
Got the Xfinity Series tomorrow. Their practice and qualifying was rained out today, so first laps, boom, tomorrow. SVG.
When they throw the green flag.
Let's go.
We talked about, and we talked to SVG at Dover, and he's like, wow, this place is crazy. What do you think he's going to think when they throw the green tomorrow?
Oh, my goodness.
Where's the rest of the racetrack?
Yeah, what a race it has been tonight. 45 laps to go. A little race recap. Right off the bat, lap number 2, around goes Kyle Busch, gets loose, hits the bump.
Which that's hard to even say that with a straight face, you know what I mean?
What about Daniel Dye? He got into Grant Enfinger twice, and the second time cut his right front tire. Pit road he went.
Corey Heim sweeps the stages.
Christian Eckes, the orange truck right there.
Squeezed in. That was the right rear damage off of the nose.
Yep. Cut down the tire for Ankrum as well.
And then, wow, the big one at Darlington.
Just after the restart, Dean Thompson gets into Corey Heim, who's been the fastest truck here tonight. Now he has severe damage. They will continue to soldier on, but certainly out of contention.
You know, as many trucks that had nowhere to go in that incident were involved. There was a lot of great driving.
There was.
Trucks to miss that.
Well, Raja Karuth, what a night for him. Started in the very back, worked his way up to second, was caught up there in the wreck. Jamie.
Well, for Raja, he's been released from the infield care center, and really nothing that you could have done. But what'd you see?
Yeah, it just gets real tight there off of 2, and I think the 5 just kind of lost it there, which happened. So it's just a bummer for the men and women on my HendrickCars.com Silverado. Let's look at the replay here. Hold on, there you go. Yeah, it just gets real tight down there, and he just kind of overcorrected. So, man, I got to thank, Mr. H and the whole automotive group for putting me in this truck this year, and, everybody at Spire and Team Chevy. Just, hey, we stayed here all day and got to go home with the torn-up truck, but we'll shake it off and be back at Wilkesboro.
It's not the only incident we've seen there this evening. We've heard drivers talk about the bump. What condition is the track in?
Which one? there's a lot, but this is a fun racetrack. I wish we went here more than once. Again, it's just a bummer. So I think we had a really strong truck, but my guys built fast pieces, and we'll go get them next week.
And first thing Raja said when he came over here, Jamie, was, did I get any points? His head's already looking forward.
Yeah, good attitude there. It's been a great season for them. His worst finish this season, 15th. So tonight, unfortunately, going to be his worst finish.
Yeah, and that all goes back to that pit stop. I mean, he came in second and slid through the pit, and the crew struggled to get the tires changed, cost him 3 or 4 spots, and that put him in the bind that he was in.
All right, looking up, looking on. Look at these truckers at the front of the field. Christian Eckes has been tough. Last year's winner, Ty Majeski. No quit in him, looking to lead some more laps. He's led 8 laps so far tonight, but how about the 13 of Jake Garcia?
Nice job missing that crash right through the bottom of it, cleared it, and now look at him.
Remember how good he was last year. Got involved in a very late incident, but ran in the top 5 for a good part of the race here last year as a rookie.
And 6 and 7, Ty Dillon, Colby Howard, both strong guys. Strong runs for these guys, getting in the top 10 here.
Ty Dillon in the 25 for Rackley War. Never raced here in a truck. One of 8 drivers coming into tonight who'd never been here. Obviously a veteran driver from the Cup Series. You see him lined up 3rd on the inside. Ty Majeski, Christian Eckes.
Much cleaner start this time. Majeski does a nice job. But look at the dive to the bottom by Eckes. He grabs the lead.
Wow, strong move.
Christian Eckes leads for the first time tonight at Darlington. Ty Majeski settles into second. See, Jake Garcia was taking a peek, but he'll file in there in fifth. And I believe I see the 45. There he is, Ross Chastain. He's not finished. It's been a long time since he's gone to victory lane in the Truck Series.
Look at the run off the corner for Grant Enfinger. He's going to pull to the inside of Majeski.
Decides better of it. Lets Majeski have that corner, but really strong number 9 truck. He's going to have to watch himself now, though, after losing that momentum, because here comes Ross.
And there goes Eckes.
But I think you got to watch this 9. He's really better.
Look at Ty Dillon. Excuse me, that's Ross Chastain in the 45. Blue and white truck right there to the inside of Grant Enfinger. Can't get it done. Dean Thompson got together with Corey Heim. That caused that big one. Let's hear from him, Jamie.
And we saw Dean up there battling in the top 10. You had a fast truck tonight. What happened?
I think I just got really free. These trucks race so free on restarts, and just hard race and turn into a wreck truck. Tricon guys brought me a really good top 5 group Tundra. Got some stage points, ran really well in stage 2, and I thought could have finished well too, but just hard racing.
Get him next time.
That's tough when you just have one get away from you like that. There's nothing you can do. It happens to the best. We certainly saw an example of that here tonight.
Coming off an 8th place finish last week. Was running so well tonight, like he said. Got some good points. And his night is finished. Oh, and a battle here. Ben Rhodes. Little contact with Colby Howard.
That sent Colby up and scrubbed that outside wall. Picked up that Darlington stripe. Ben on a mission here.
That moves him up to the 7th spot.
Ben Rhodes, defending series champion. Hard to believe, but he's only got one top 10 finish through the first 8 races of this season.
Nice job for Colby Howard. Only his 2nd start of the year. Ran full-time last year, but backed off, just doing a limited schedule for Tricon Garage and having a good run at it.
Matt Crafton involved in the big one as well. Let's hear from him. Jamie.
We saw when Matt got out of the truck, the body language. You were upset out there, but you really couldn't see anything. What happened?
Good question. Like I said, I haven't seen a replay or anything. I just knew some guys got loose under the guys that are on the top right there. We were contemplating on picking the bottom right there, and we had picked the bottom before that.
Here's the replay for you.
Well, yeah, caught the end of it. Yeah, I just guys got loose under us and just cleaned us out, and that's what happens coming off 2. And I mean, some of us don't lift, and it happens. Part of racing Darlington.
Thank you.
Good run foiled for the 88 of Matt Crafton.
Repairs to the 17 truck seem to be working out okay. Talk about how sensitive that right rear corner is. The team did a nice job of repairing it. And you see Gray's making some moves up to the 16th place after that tussle off turn 4.
So the white and blue truck, Timmy Hill, having a nice run. He had a great run going here last year. Timmy right now being shown in the 15th spot, doing a nice job.
Just behind the Jimmy Johnson lookalike number 52.
Here's Timmy Hill right there. Good looking truck.
It is.
35 laps to go from Darlington. NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series rolls on. Can Christian Eckes hang on and win for the 2nd year in a row? 130 laps to go from Darlington Raceway in South Carolina. Christian Eckes continues to lead over Ty Majeski, and what a top 10 we have. You see it right here. Some great runs. Colby Howard back in 8th, Bailey Curry in 9th, Matt Mills in the 10th spot. Good runs for these guys who need it.
Yeah, Ty Dillon up in the 6th spot, but this battle for the lead is heating up now.
Last couple of laps, Grant Enfinger's been the fastest truck on the track, and they've both caught. There's a little bit of smoke coming out of Christian's truck. I noticed every now and then as Grant looks to the bottom.
Been about 27 laps since they last pitted. Tires starting to wear out. Ty Majeski, I think you mentioned earlier, Mikey, how good he is on the long run, but so is that 9 truck, Grant Enfinger.
Wow, such a great battle here on these old tires, slipping and sliding, hanging on.
Remember, these guys will not have to stop. They'll have enough fuel to get to the end. They're going to want tires, but I don't think they can give it up and come to pit road for tires.
So tempting knowing they've got them too.
And if we don't get a caution, this battle here is going to be fun to follow all the way to the checker. Look at the run for Majeski.
Oh! Did he get loose or was there contact?
He got through a block, and Majeski said, I'm not taking your block, and shoots right up in front of Eckes.
What a battle up front at Darlington. 19 slips back. Ty Majeski back to the lead. Grant Enfinger in his second. They are banging. They are sideways.
Eckes said, I can't even get to Majeski. I've got the 9 in front of me now.
Wow. This is what Darlington's all about. Remember the great finish between Craven and Kurt Busch, slipping and sliding off turn 4 across the start-finish line. This is shaping up to be just like that.
And with 26 laps to go, these guys are going to be slipping and sliding. We'll lose another second of track time before we get to the end of this race.
Great feature on Race Hub, by the way. Ricky Craven, Kurt Busch reliving that moment, the closest finish in NASCAR history until Sunday. I mean, Kurt Busch was emotional about it, reliving that moment, what it meant to him in his career. Ricky Craven, of course, got the win that day. He said it was his last win. Last time, obviously, the kids got to go to victory lane. Maybe we'll have one of those tonight.
Ross Chastain's going to grab that 3rd spot, Michael.
Yeah, and with his experience and knowledge of slipping and sliding on these old tires, can he reel in Ty Majeski? He's going to make a run at him.
Chastain told us in qualifying, I'm just here for the wins. That's what's great about running the Truck Series. Cup drivers allowed to come over and run up to 5 races. This is his 2nd one of the year. I believe he'll be in next weekend at North Wilkesboro.
Yes, that's confirmed. Talked to Al Neese, the truck owner, today.
That's got to be a breath of fresh air when you get a talent like this behind the wheel of your truck. We saw how fast Caden Honeycutt was at Kansas. That was fun to watch. And look at this view. What have we done? Have we broke our camera?
I think we've broken the lens on this camera on Ben Rhodes' truck. Ben's running in the 7th spot. You see Ty Dillon, that's him right in front of Ben Rhodes. Ty having a nice run here in 6th. Another team that needs a good run, and they're having it tonight.
Ben Rhodes working with Doug Randolph, different crew chief starting tonight. So far, so good. Same for his teammate Jake Garcia up there in the 5th spot, who got Rich Lucius, his former crew chief for Ben Rhodes.
You think they're trusting the process?
I think they're trusting it right now. Oh, hello.
There we go.
Chastain says, I've been watching this battle all race long. I'm ready to go.
Majeski now has opened up almost a 2-second lead.
Big tear off on the nose of the 9 for Grant Enfinger. That's a big piece.
Yeah, that could cause some overheating issues. He needs to try to tuck back underneath Ross, see if he can blow that off there.
I wonder if maybe he intentionally let Ross go by in order to do just that. So we take a look at Ty Dillon. They're running right now in the 6th spot.
Ty Dillon looking for his first top 10 of the season. At this rate, he might even get a top 5 tonight.
Oh,
yeah, that's completely blocking the air inlet of that 9 truck, and these engines do not like water temperature.
They're going to have to bring that thing to pit road in a lap or 2. It'll go out of whack. Jamie, what are they saying on the radio?
They're saying they're going to have to pit just as soon as he comes back around. They are going to go ahead and take four new tires as well, so he can get back up to speed quickly.
I think I would try first. I would back off and try to get behind the next truck. It's coming to pit road now. You see the steam coming out at the base of the windshield.
Oh, Grant Enfinger running top 5 all night. Such a fast race truck. The Craftsman, 20 laps to go for Ty Majeski. Is tonight the night? Does he hang on? Take Lee Bryce for a little spin into victory lane?
And Ford maybe for their first win of the year in NASCAR?
Yes, we keep talking about it on the Cup side, but Ford is winless in all 3 National Series in NASCAR.
Another
25.
truck with a tear off on his grill.
Same situation, running
Top
5th
5.
right now.
I like getting 4 tires here. You're going to lose laps anyway. You might as well take a chance.
Hate that for Grant Enfinger. Some lap trucks here for Ty Majeski.
Does a nice job getting by Spencer Boyd.
2.5 second lead. He's not backing off at all.
You can't.
Not in the truck series. You better be wide open all the way to the checker.
You're like, who's behind me? Oh, that's Ross Chastain. Hammer down, 10-4. Oh my goodness, that's how it broke. Stay with us. Who wins this thing? Is it Ty Majeski, Ross Chastain, or somebody else? The battle heating up for 3rd, but it's all about Ty Majeski out front as we welcome you back to Darlington, South Carolina. It's been a battle. There's been so much happening tonight. 13 laps to go.
Jake has been trying to size up Christian Eckes. Eckes sliding, slipping and sliding. Jake's got a better handling truck right now in that 13, but he just can't make it happen.
How about the Thor Sport Racing update? It's been a tough season for them, still winless. But you look at the 5 trucks where they're running right now. Great job for Ty Majeski. We mentioned Ford is winless. Can he hang on and break that streak? Jake Garcia, he hasn't had a top 10 yet this year. Comes over to Thor Sport, first year. It's been a little bit of a struggle, running 4th right now.
Only 1 top 10 for Ben Rhodes, our defending champion.
Oh, there goes Eckes slipping and sliding again, and there's the treacherous part of the racetrack. Jake does a nice job staying off that 19 truck. Man, every time they get sideways over there off turn 2, I just clinch up a bit.
How about Ty Dillon? What a big night. If he can keep it right there, finish in the top 5, that's a win for that team.
I was really worried about that tear off in his grill, though.
Evidently no problem. It's been on there quite some time. We haven't seen any steam out of his radiator. Look at that. Slipping and sliding. Here he goes again. Can he clear him?
He's got him
and
now.
He does.
He's
Jake
got
Garcia.
him.
That's what you call patience, but yes, keeping the heat on. He kept the heat on the 19. The 19 had to push it, and he was able to finally cause him to make a bit of a mistake, and around goes Jake.
Heck is looking, trying to find any way. I love this racetrack, moving all around, finding speed anywhere you can.
Yeah, I think right now Eckes is worried about keeping Ty Dillon behind him. Ty Dillon now is closing. There he is right there in the Rackley truck.
10 laps to go.
Problems for Bailey Curry. He
Running
comes to
top
pit
10.
road. I know, such a bad break. There's that 25 truck of Ty Dillon. He's going to go after Eckes now.
Looks like that tear-off is still on that grill, Michael.
Must have just missed the opening enough to keep it cool enough where he could keep battling.
Is that steam coming out?
Yes, it is. Pushing water on the right side. What do you do at this point, though? 9 laps to go.
Oh, you keep driving. You just keep driving.
Well, I would try to do this right here. See if he could do anything on the back of Grant Infinger's truck to disturb
I think
the
it's
air.
gone. I think it's gone. It worked.
It's still pushing water, but that'll help. He's got to limp it around for 8 laps.
It's partially gone, though.
Better than it was.
Clean now. Nose is clean.
No, it's not. Look at that.
Mostly clean.
Mostly clean. There is. Looks like the left side of that is open.
Look at Ben Rhodes trying to put another Thor Sport truck in the top 5.
It's that shattered glass from that camera. Still giving us great shots. Ben Rhodes says, I need this. I need this top 5. Let me have it.
I want this. Look at
Some
that.
lap trucks up there for the leader, Ty Majeski.
Over a 5.5 second lead for Majeski. All of a sudden, that truck, it's just not falling off. That's the key. Everybody else is falling off about 2.5 seconds, and Ty Majeski's is only fallen off about 2 seconds.
So is it him doing such a great job at saving those tires, or is it Joe Shear? He's a wizard. The setup, they got it right tonight.
Well, it's a combination, certainly. Ty Majeski driving the wheels off that thing.
Look at this battle.
Battle for 5th right here. Ben Rhodes in the 99 wants it. It's a 3-truck battle. Colby Howard right there in the 1.
Ben Rhodes makes it happen. Is that 25 truck laying down after that engine heating up, or is he just slipping that much?
Giving up 2 more spots.
When
he
those-
slips back to 7th. Oh, no.
Caution
Jack Wood.
flag.
Caution is out.
We have 2 sets of tires in the pits, Michael. Are we going to put them on?
I think we have to. I mean,
Is Joe Shear going to bring Ty Majeski in from the lead?
He has to. We have to pit. We got to have some tires. That's exactly what Joe Shear did not want to see. But wow, what a wild finish this is going to set up.
Hey,
15 trucks on the lead lap.
These teams had to buy these tires. They can't turn them back in for a refund, so you better use them. Oh, goodness. 6 laps to go.
There they are. Look at those babies.
Hey, it's perfect timing. Midnight, straight up on the East Coast.
Yeah, Ty Majeski thinks he's spooked right now.
Oh, well, we're happy that you're sticking with us at home. Hopefully it's been worth it. It's been quite a night. Look at this.
Yeah, Jack had such a good run going, but unfortunately got involved in that incident off of turn 2, and looks like he cut a right front tire down. There he is already into the outside safer barrier.
All right, do we pit? Do we not pit?
Like Michael said, I think you have to.
Yeah, you got to.
They're ready.
I know I've watched them do jumping jacks down there. A couple guys were doing push-ups. It's midnight, like you said, Phil. It's the right time to have the best pit stop of the night.
And this is the money stop, as Michael said. Now, you might not have the best truck, but if you have the best pit crew right now, it might win you a race.
And you hit your marks. Don't come in too close to that wall. Square up.
Don't you think that's what these pit crew guys live for, though? They want this pressure.
Absolutely.
They want to get it done when it matters. They didn't want to see this caution, but since it came out, they want to perform.
It's an opportunity. Ty Majeski has led 31 laps. That truck's been so good on the long run. Heck, he was great on the restart.
I think what's going to make their decision easier is only 15 trucks on the lead lap. If we had 25 trucks on the lead lap, he said, well, maybe some of those trucks that are outside the top 20 may try to stay out and steal some spots, but I think everyone's coming to pit road.
I'm pitting. I don't care how many trucks are on the lead lap. I want those tires.
I don't think 2 tires will do you enough good either, will it?
No, we got to have 4. Lee Bryce is on the back of that truck. It's singing for 4.
Yeah, Lee says, give me 4.
There's Ross Chastain. Nobody much better at sprinting to a finish than this cat.
We had penciled Ty Majeski's name in on the trophy there with less than 10 laps to go, and it's if he can win the battle off pit road, certainly has a good shot. How about what's Ross Chastain talking about on his radio?
What's your thoughts, 2 versus 4?
How many do you? I don't know the truck series enough to know how many will do it.
I want 4.
Yeah, 4 is the answer, Ross. 4 is the answer.
I'm voting for 4.
All right, you saw him duck down onto pit road. They're coming your way, Amanda.
And Jamie, it was no hesitation for Christian Eckes, who's racing in his 100th race today. Said that he's having the most fun that he's ever had racing. It will be tires and go for the 19. Jamie?
For the 45 of Ross Chastain, his instruction was if everybody goes, or if Ty Majeski goes, sorry, you go with him. So that's exactly what's unfolding here. At the start of that run, Ross said that he was pretty loose, but he's even looser now. So they're going to go ahead and give him 4 tires for Ty Majeski. They told him, do not speed. Make sure you hit your marks. Guys, give me the same stop you've been giving me all day long. He's taking 4 tires as well, and Ty has to tighten me up just a little bit with some air pressure adjustment.
There's your answer. 45 takes 4 like everybody else. The race off pit road looks pretty good for Ross Chastain in that 45 cam.
Majeski, that edges him.
He gets it.
Just edged out Ross Chastain.
And you know why? Number 1 pit box from qualifying last week.
That's a big win off of pit road right there.
Oh, it's so tight, too. Look at that team. High fives all around. Watch how close this was.
He sees the 45 coming. They can release him, drop the jack right there. He beats him out of the pits.
Great pit work by Phil Gould's team to get Ross out there, though, and have a shot at Ty Majeski.
Man, this is going to be breathtaking. I think this sprint to this finish. You got Ross Chastain up there, and how hungry is Ty Majeski?
I think they're all hungry up there.
Yeah, you're right, Phil.
Remember, Ross Chastain told us during the practice and qualifying show, he's just here for wins.
Well, he's in a position to grab one right here.
Yes, he is.
That big lead that Majeski has been erased, and we're going to go side by side.
Well, I know you guys are excited for this one. 1 week from today, North Wilkesboro, going back for the 2nd year in a row. And we could say it's 1 week from today because it's technically Saturday.
Yeah, and big changes, though. New pavement at North Wilkesboro for the first time in about 97 years, I think.
It's not going to look like that.
Not going to look like that. It's going to be black asphalt. The speeds during the test up there, Michael, you were up there for that test, were wicked fast.
Melon Man is going to go at him again next week, too. He's got his sights on that 98 truck right now.
What's Majeski going to take, the inside or outside?
I think Majeski takes the outside, but darn, I wouldn't want to put Ross Chastain on the bottom, knowing how aggressive he is, and maybe runs him up the hill a bit.
I don't want him on the inside of me or the outside
I don't either. You're right, Phil.
We haven't seen Ross Chastain restart on the front row yet tonight.
What about Jake Garcia? He's sizing these 2 up as well. This is a big night for this 13 team.
Colby Howard's the big question mark right there, and for Thor Sport running 4th right now. This beautiful aerial coverage provided by Goodyear, powering every lap, every mile, and every victory on the road ahead. Goodyear, more driven. And we thank them, doing a great job tonight, sticking with us, giving us these great shots.
And all these trucks have 4 brand new Goodyear tires on them right now.
Yes,
and when you say that at Darlington, it just brings a smile to your face. They're more important here than they are anywhere.
Adding a lap here. Oh, here we go.
Look how black. Look at it does, doesn't it?
You know what it looks like? It's pristine. It's just such a beautiful thing. Phil, you said it 97 years. I've never seen North Wilkesboro look like this.
Just beautiful.
It's really quite amazing what what Speedway Motorsports has been able to do to that facility that laid vacant for so long.
So many things to look forward to. Of course, Kyle Larson's supposed to be up in Indianapolis for practice. Of course, if it gets rained out, then he'll probably come back to North Wilkesboro. But he's asked Kevin Harvick to jump.
Our man Kevin Harvick.
Yes.
Going to hop behind the wheel. How about that?
That'll be fun. That'll be on Friday. We'll be watching and documenting. But how cool. He gets a call from Kyle, from Mr. H, and Cliff Daniels. All chose Kevin Harvick to do that and trusted him with getting the car up to speed.
Good choice.
Yeah. So here's NASCAR overtime rules. I believe we had 2 overtimes last year before Christian Eckes was victorious. It's a 2-lap shootout. If the leader takes the white flag, the next flag ends the race, whether it's a caution or the checkers. Caution prior to the white flag. We'll just do it again.
Do it again. As many times as we need to.
Yeah.
See the lights on the safety car. That means we're coming back for another lap under caution. When we line it up side by side, we'll go racing.
They want to make sure the order is right, the way they came off pit road, as well as want to make sure the racetrack is clean. Going to be a big choose here.
I suspect that Majeski will take the top, but that's, I don't like putting Ross down there.
And Ross is awfully good on restarts too. So critical. Obviously, the control truck is the guy that can launch first, but Ross does a good job on these right starts. There he is. Majeski does take the outside.
And Ross did go to the bottom.
Yes, he did.
Majeski needs the restart of his career right here to seal the deal, to finish the deal. He's been so solid this whole race, and now he can just taste victory here at Darlington.
How about that second row? Jake Garcia, the 13 on the outside, Colby Howard and the 1 on the inside.
When we come off turn 2, these guys are going to be full send. Will they be able to keep those trucks straight? I mean, we've seen trouble over there. It's only going to be multiplied here because of the effort that's going to be put into these 2 laps.
Jamie, who's that on the inside of row number 3? Did he not start at the back for the second week in a row, that 2 truck of Sanchez?
Nick Sanchez has been digging quietly in the mix. I definitely want to keep our eyes on him. We know how aggressive he can be.
Remember, you don't have to stay on the racetrack. There's plenty of grip down there on the apron of the racetrack.
Phil, don't tempt them. They're going to be desperate enough as it is.
5 different leaders tonight. Ross Chastain, not one of them. Can he do it here?
I just want to see him make it off turn 2. This is so good.
I want to get through turn 1 before we worry about turn 2.
So I just took 1 for granted, didn't I?
Yes.
That's probably a mistake.
We're looking at the fans in front of the TV booth here, all on their feet right now. Cameras rolling. Toughing it out tonight. Green flag in the air once again, side by side on the restart. Looks like the 45 of Ross Chastain gets out ahead. They're wrecking side by side into the wall they go. Jake Garcia.
They're hanging on to it, keeping them heading in the right direction. Look at Ross Chastain go.
Shot out of a cannon, and look at that, the 2 and Nick Sanchez. We said watch him, keep your eye on him. Making moves, and the 99, Ben Rhodes right there as well.
Here comes Eckes trying to get to the outside of Ben Rhodes, not able to do it this time.
Come out of turn number 4. White flag is in the air for Ross Chastain. The next flag will end it.
Nick Sanchez is trying to heat Chastain up.
That was full send into the corner for Nick Sanchez.
Look at him. He's gaining on Chastain.
Nick Sanchez has a win in the bag already this year. Ross Chastain's just here for the wins. Part-timer. Hasn't won, though, in the Truck Series since 2022. Can he get it done here? Out of turn 4, Ross Chastain wins at Darlington. What a restart for Ross. Hadn't led all night long, but he leads when it counts most.
A lot of magic there with that guy, Phil Gould, we saw for a moment ago on the pit box, and Ross Chastain.
That 45 truck was fast at Kansas, and Ross Chastain said it's even faster in Darlington.
So cool for Ross Chastain. Has yet to go to victory lane this season. Oh, they've got the watermelon. We're going to see some watermelon smashing.
How about that restart for Ross Chastain?
So big.
Magic.
Darlington!
there was the difference.
And look at that black truck on the inside from 5th. Look at all the way off the track.
Now as Jake Garcia had gotten into the wall, but he stayed high. We were able to keep racing. Look at this battle. Ben Rhodes, best finish of the year for him. Nick Sanchez with a great restart, ends up 2nd. But it's all about the Melon Man.
A lot of drivers that needed a good finish got one here with Ben Rhodes and Ty Majeski. How about Chase Purdy back in the 6th spot? Good run for him. Taylor Gray fought his way back up into the top 10.
Top 10 for Ty Dillon. The crowd is all on their feet, Phil. I'm looking over their shoulders here. They got their cell phones out, video and all this celebration for Ross Chastain, the burnout, and they know what's coming. There's going to be a watermelon splash, smash. There's the melon.
Ross Chastain becomes the 6th different winner in 2024. He is burning it down.
Left rear tire is gone on that truck already.
5th career win for Ross Chastain. Used to run the truck series quite a bit more, never ran full time, but to come back for Nice, I love it. The team is out there ready to celebrate.
Here's your melon man.
Here we go. And down it goes. I love that his fire suit says protect your melon as he's crushing his melon. Look at this celebration. It's fantastic.
Well, you could hear Ross from behind the wheel, how good it feels to win at Darlington.
And this is a guy that has won multiple cup races now in his career.
It's going back to his roots for Ross Chastain. He was a journeyman. He ran in every series. And to come out here and get the win.
There's Al Neese right there.
Oh, one happy man.
Talked to him today in the garage area. He's so happy to have this guy in his truck.
Reunited, and it feels so good.
He said, I got him next week, too.
Does she have a watermelon shirt on? That's great. What a celebration.
I love his joy and his excitement, enthusiasm. That's what it's all about right there.
Amanda is with our very fired up winner, Ross Chastain.
Oh, and looking at him still taking in this moment. And Ross, as much as that watermelon smash will be the highlight of this race, the other punctuation on it was that restart. How much grit does this racetrack require?
Grit, I don't know. It takes Phil Gould, takes Nice Motorsports. We have been trying to win at Darlington. This is where my career changed, my life changed forever. For better or worse, however all this works out, that first opportunity here with CGR and Spire to put me together with that group, and the year before see me pumping the honey wagon, getting the honey wagon over there in turn 2 to now finally winning with the Florida Watermelon Queen here. It's Florida Watermelon season. They've been with me for so long with Miss Deborah. And Mother's Day weekend, my mom's here, the mom's in our group. And to win with Click It, Don't Risk It with the South Carolina Department of Public Safety. This Protect Your Melon campaign is something that it funded my career for several years. And now it's these cool moments that we get to have it on these trucks and cars on Friday and Saturday. And it's so cool. We won Darlington.
Well, after that epic burnout, you were welcomed with your team in that watermelon. Just how satisfying is it standing on top of that truck and smashing that watermelon?
Well, Dad drove this up yesterday from the farm. I was down there Monday, Tuesday. Dad drove these up. He drove through the night last night to get up here. So much sacrifice from so many people back at the farm in the ag industry. And that's why you all see me talk about watermelons, talk about agriculture. There's so much misinformation. There's such a small percentage of our population in charge of feeding the rest of the world. And not that watermelons is part of anybody's everyday diet. Like I'm trying to shovel it down right now. It tastes so good. But a watermelon farmer just won Darlington, and for everything this means for Nice Motorsports. I think 5 years ago to the day we won our first race, we're back in victory lane.
Thank you, Ross. Congratulations.
And Ty Majeski led 36 laps of that race, but it was the yellow cup flag period where you went back and forth with the team on do you go high, do you go low? What would you change if you got to do it again?
Yeah, obviously we should have took the bottom there. I got the lead on the bottom and got beat once, restart on the top. It just harder to fire on the top. You needed help to do it, and his help formulated before mine did, and I didn't get a great launch. I spun him a little bit. So, yeah, it's damned if you do, damned if you don't. Obviously, such a fast Soda Sense Ford F-150. We've been working hard. Had a couple down weeks at Texas and Kansas, and this was a huge race for our company to run good. I know we had all trucks were very competitive tonight, so very proud of that. It sucks when you're in position to win with a truck like that. We were so good on the long run and not so good on the short run. It would take 10, 15 laps for this thing to get going, and then the thing was just lights out. It came down to a short run and didn't execute like we needed to, but super proud of everybody. Thanks to Joe, Tyler, my truck chief. They work hard at the shop and bust their ass on this thing, and just so proud to be with this team, and need to get in victory lane soon.
It's the third runner-up of the season. Jamie.
Ty Majeski led 36 laps tonight, and I'm just watching the celebration by Ross. Did you see he went up to the stands? He had 3 or 4 fans eating that watermelon he was just eating. So pumped up. He just told his mom, Happy Mother's Day, Mom. We'll be back to wrap things up from Darlington. Down goes the watermelon.